Hello, and welcome to Timeless Tales of the Monterey Public Library, where stories bring people together. Today's story is an oldie and a goodie. It's The Tortoise and the Hare. This story was written down a long time ago by a man named Aesop, who lived in ancient Greece. And it's a story about how if you stick with something, sometimes you come out ahead. So here we go. Once there was a forest, and in that forest there lived a hare who was very, very fast indeed. Now a hare, in case you're wondering, is a bit like a rabbit, but it's got longer ears and longer legs, and rabbits are very good at hop, hop, hop. Hares are very good at running. They leap and they run and they're very fast. Also, in those woods lived a tortoise. Tortoises are like turtles, except a turtle lives in water and a tortoise lives on the land. Tortoises are very good at digging with their legs, and they are slow. They walk where they need to go. They don't run. Now, the hare, as we said before, liked to run. He ran very fast. He ran everywhere he could go, and he was very proud of how fast he could run. He was so proud that he took to bragging about it. He would say, "Oh yes, I am the fastest animal in the forest. I might be the fastest animal in the world. See how fast I run?" And he'd go zoom away before anybody could stop to talk to him about it. And people got a little tired of it. All the other animals would wish that he would stop going on about how fast he was. But then he got it into his head that he wanted to race all the other animals. And so he raced the squirrel, and he won. And he raced the rabbits, and he won, because as we said, the rabbits are good at hopping, but not as good at leaping and running as the hare. He raced many different animals, and he kept winning. So he may well have been the very fastest of all. And eventually he was running out of animals to race until one day he was zooming along as usual, and he came upon our friend, the tortoise, moving at his usual slow, steady, sedate pace. The tortoise was in no hurry. But the hare was very excited. The hare said, "Oh, Tortoise, I haven't raced you. Did you hear? I am the fastest animal in the forest. Did you know that I have won every race I have entered with the other animals in the forest? I am so fast. I am so very fast." And the tortoise sort of looked at the hare, and looked at him a couple different ways, looked at himself, thought, said, "Well, hare, I'm very pleased for you. I'm glad that you are proud of the things you are good at." And then wondered what was going to happen next, and the hare said, "So, Tortoise, I haven't raced you. Tortoise, I challenge you to a race, and I'm going to win." And the tortoise said, "I don't know that I'd like to race you, hare." And the hare said, "Oh, of course not, because you won't win. Your shell is clunky and your legs are stumpy. You are never, ever, ever gonna win a race with me." The tortoise looked the hare up and down and thought, this hare needs to learn a lesson in humility. And humility means not taking yourself so seriously, not being quite so proud, thinking, maybe I have a thing or two to learn from the big wide world. So the tortoise said, "My legs may be short, but they're very good for digging. They're very good for what I need them to do. I like to walk. But, hare, if you would like to race me, I will race you." And the hare said, "Hooray! I'm going to race and I'm going to win." "All right, tortoise, here we go. We are going to race down the road and around the bend and stop at the old oak tree. All right?" The tortoise said, "All right, hare." And the hare said, "All right, tortoise. 1, 2, 3, was out of sight. Meanwhile, the tortoise took one step, and then another. He took a third step, and he stopped to stretch. He took a fourth step, and a fifth. And by that time, the hare had already gotten to the bend in the road. He zoomed along the bend in the road, and he looked behind him, and he thought, that tortoise is way behind me. He's never going to catch up. You know, I could take a break. And so he saw there at the bend in the road there was a lovely tree, big, broad, spreading tree, and it was a beautiful sunny day. And he sat down under the tree and he thought, what a nice day. I'll just lean back here and rest for a minute. But the grass was so soft and thick and green, and the tree was so comfortable there in the shade, that the hare just drifted off to sleep. And there he was, sleeping when the tortoise came walking by. And the tortoise walked on past, and once the tortoise was walking past, he thought, goodness, there's the hare. Here's the hare. Yes, there's the hare, sleeping under the tree. The tortoise, slow step after slow step, walked on past the hare. He didn't want to risk waking him up and having him call him names again. So he kept going, slow step after slow, steady step. Takes a while. Very good. And time passed, and then the hare heard some noises. He was awoken by the sound of cheering. Hooray! Were the cheers. Hooray! Hooray for the tortoise! And the hare said, what? Hooray for the tortoise? What's that? No, the tortoise was back there. Now he's way ahead. Oh no, he's going to win the race. And the hare zoomed as fast as he could to try to catch up with the tortoise. But it was too late. The tortoise was just stepping across the finish line, reaching the old oak tree, and he just stepped gotten all the way across the finish line when the hare came zooming up. But the tortoise had won. And all the other animals that the hare had been bragging to were quite pleased, and they said, hooray, hooray for the tortoise! The tortoise is the fastest of the animals! Which of course wasn't true. But the tortoise had won the race. And the tortoise was glad, because now he could go back to his slow and steady life. And the hare, for his part, thought about it and realized he had made a mistake. And all that bragging wasn't making him any friends either. He realized that it's not always being the fastest that matters. It's sticking with the job that you're trying to do. Sometimes, if you keep on going, you're steady, and you believe in yourself, sometimes you come out first. So that's the story of the tortoise and the hare. Goodbye. Goodbye. And we hope we see you next time. Don't forget, you can visit your local public library's website. I'm from the Monterey Public Library. Our website is monterey.org/library for lots of great resources for books to read and websites to check out to hear more wonderful stories. Take care. See you next time.